Yo, Chris Blair here. In today's video, I want to talk about something that a lot of people don't talk about a lot, and that is variance, right? So whether you're selling a t-shirt, or you're selling a jewelry item, or you're selling a dropship product from China, right? How many variants do you want? That's a good question, right? And also payment options. This is stuff, these are little details a lot of people do not think about, but I do. And also something I teach and talk with my coaching students about, because this affects your conversion rate big time. It affects your average order value big time, okay? So you should think about this stuff, right? And make sure you have a system in place. I want to talk about payment options first, because that's the easiest one. And then I want to talk about variance, okay? Because that's more complicated, and there's many factors in this, okay? So when it comes to payment options, I believe 2, no more than 3 is the way to go. Okay, so, and the reason being is, when someone gets to your checkout page, if there's a lot of options, then for some reason it just creates this analysis, this paralysis of which one they want to use to check out, and it actually hurts conversion rate. I have seen websites that we literally, when they sign up for my private coaching, they've got credit card pay, PayPal pay, Shopify pay, Shop Pay now it's called, plus Apple Pay and some Google Pay. One guy signed up for my coaching, and I said, fuck, why do you have this guy? It was a guy who was selling about $2 to $3 grand a day in sales, so he wasn't a bad seller, but he just like, dude, why do you have so many payment options? I go, I want you to reduce it down to 3. Let's do PayPal, credit card, and Shop Pay. Just that one change, his conversion rate went from like 1.4% to 2%. That's a massive increase. Guys, if you think about the amount of visitors, right? That kind of increase, that's 50% basically. That's fucking huge. I mean, guys, you guys do the math, okay? If your average order value is $100 and you have 10,000 visitors and you're converting versus 2% versus 1.5%, it's hugely different, okay? So just go and run the math. So that one little change made a little difference, okay? So first of all, why did I say not use Apple Pay and Google Pay? Because for some reason, those particular companies have done a good job of advertising their payment service. They have not done a good job of saying, hey, use our service. They have it out there, but they have not been able to get the consumer to embrace it, okay? Now, Shop Pay is a bit different. If you were to ask me a year ago, I was recommending people to just do PayPal and credit card. That's it. Not Shop Pay. Shop Pay has done a really good job of getting customers to embrace and use it. So now I think Shop Pay is a good thing to have. But if you're going to nail down the 2, then the 2 only, I would do PayPal and Shop Pay. And there's a couple reasons why I think you absolutely should have PayPal. Okay. One, it's the most popular payment method, okay? And yes, I know they're a pain in the ass, and they are. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys. Sometimes some of the BS I have to deal with. I love PayPal. They've been good to me. They actually overall have been good to me, and I benefit a lot from it. But there are some weird rules, and sometimes you have to deal with some stuff. But overall, it's still, despite them being a pain in the ass, I had to make PayPal because overall they're actually a really good service, and that's one reason. But number 2 is your customers love it, and number 3, and this is something that you guys don't think about, scaling. Okay, scaling, guys. During Christmas time or big sales like Valentine's Day and things like that, Father's Day, Mother's Day, you could be spending $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a day in ads. We can be. It happens, right? So if you use some other payment methods like credit card or Shop Pay, you've got to wait a week or so. I mean, thinking of the States like 3 or 4 days, but at least in Japan here, it's a week before you get your money. So that's like, wait a minute here. That creates creates a little bit of issue with scaling, especially when I'm investing that much money. I've got to use my own credit card, or I got to connect to my bank. It's just so much easier to have everything flow instant pay via PayPal, and then instant turn around and use that money for ads. Okay, so I love PayPal. I absolutely love it. So if I were to recommend just 2, I'd do PayPal and also credit card. Now, let's talk about variations, okay? This is a complicated topic, right? Because let's deal with shirts. A lot of people are doing print on demand here, so let's talk about shirts, okay? If you have one style of shirt, one style, like a t-shirt or something like that, or you have a mug cup, you have one style of mug cup, or maybe two, then you get multiple colors, right? You can have 5, 6, 7, 8 colors, that's fine. But if you start to like have t-shirt, hoodie, tank top, v-neck all on the same page, and then you start adding in tons of colors, one, you're gonna have a problem with Shopify because they limit 99 variations per sales page. But more importantly than that, they do that for a reason. It's confusing as heck for the customer. It creates analysis paralysis. So I don't mind, I think it's fine. In fact, I've had when I sold just a t-shirt, I've had up to 12 colors, right? If you have one like style, right? I'm going to refer to these as styles, then you have multiple colors, many colors. But if you're going to have different styles, like for example, t-shirt hoodie, or maybe t-shirt bag, or t-shirt hat with the same sort of design on it, then you want to limit yourself to maybe no more than 3, maybe 4 colors. You actually are better off with a finite number of options, okay, than too many options, right? So sometimes, for example, I work with people on drop shipping, right? They'll grab a widget off of AliExpress and want to sell it, and the widget will have on AliExpress, the AliExpress suppliers out there, those companies that manufacture are not very good marketers, they don't understand conversion rate, they will have like 30 or 40 different options. It's like, fuck, I mean, we put 30 or 40 options. I mean, the most I've ever done on a one single product type is like a t-shirt with like 10 different colors, right? So if I have like 30 or 40 of the similar product, but it's different sizes and comes with different tidbits and things like that, then that is not good. That creates analysis paralysis. So you want to limit yourself, right? You got to think about this. And there's so many different variations here. It's really hard for me to identify them. It's all about, I like to look at each sales page one by one with my students and say, hey, that's good, that's not good. It's really hard to define this because it all depends probably on what you're saying, what you're selling, and the different combinations of options. But I just wanted to emphasize here today, think about it here. You actually don't want too many options. And if I notice an option is not selling, for example, in my niche, right? I noticed very quickly in the beer niche that the small size shirt almost never sold. Just stop adding it. Just stop having it. That's just another thing that your potential customer does not have to think about, right? So, yes, you want options, but there is a point where too many options becomes a negative. All right? So, anyway, if you're having just one style, like a hat, you can have multiple colors. If you're having, if it's a very clear one style, then yes, multiple colors or something like that is fine. But when you start to get different types of stuff on the sales page, you got to be really careful with how many options you offer. All right, guys, I hope you got a lot of value out of this. Go to ecomvantage.com, VANTAG.com, ecomvantage.com. Join my course Mastermind for $100 a month. Private mentorship and coaching, and you should absolutely be in coaching. Dude, 2 of the biggest print-on-demand supply companies out there, 2 of the biggest, both endorse my coaching and have had me on to do multiple trainings for their group. Need I say more? Need I say more? All right, cheers. We'll see you in the next video. Private mentorship about coaching. Love you all.